eyes against a brief shaft of sunlight and stared at the narrow road to Bandara. The previous night's rain had turned the powdery red dirt into a dark, thick sludge. She'd made the mistake of believing she could walk to the milk can at her front gate to collect the mail. She'd only taken 4 steps before her left boot had slipped and she'd almost face-planted. The engine noise intensified as a once white Land Cruiser ute negotiated the dip in the road filled with running water. The windscreen wipers worked hard to clear the spray that funneled over the vehicle. Fliss admired the skill and ease with which her younger sister navigated the wet conditions. If she'd been behind the wheel, she'd have slid into the table drain or a tree. She had no desire to end up like the car crash victims she'd once worked on. Cressy continued at a steady pace, her momentum only slowing as the tyres fought to gain traction on the soft patch where the driveway curved alongside the garden gate. Fliss left the veranda and kept to the firm gravel path that led through her untidy lawn. She needed to win her power struggle with the temperamental ride-on lawnmower. If it could start for Cressy's fiancé Denham, then it could start for her. Cressy climbed out of the ute. Fliss's heart warmed. She may have missed the country girl genes, but their differences had never divided them. Her sister was far more than a sibling. She was her best friend, whose love and support remained unconditional. The gathering wind caught at Cressy's black Woodlea rodeo cap, and she settled it more firmly on her head. Today she wore her usual boots, purple work shirt, and faded jeans. Unlike other visits, her aged Kelpie Tippy and young dog Juno weren't by her side. "Hey, you!" Fliss stepped through the small garden gate to hug her sister. Cressy always smelt of orange blossoms. "No dogs today?" "No, I left Juno rolling in the mud. She definitely doesn't take after a show poodle mother. Sorry I'm late." "That's okay, I wasn't sure you'd make it. After the rain last night, there must be water across all the roads." Cressy's hazel eyes, so like her own, shone. "It was, and it can be our little secret Denham's ute did some fishtailing to get here." "My lips are sealed. I know how precious his ute is." She watched as Cressy opened the passenger side door to reveal an assortment of bags filled with grocery items. As much as he loves his ute, he loves you more. Cressy flashed a sweet, contented smile over her shoulder. Fliss banished a tug of loneliness. Her tunnel vision and single-minded pursuit of a city medical career hadn't been the sole reason why none of her relationships had lasted. No one had ever looked at her like Denham looked at Cressy. And, if she were honest, she didn't deserve to be loved so deeply. She'd always held a part of herself back. She'd never found a man who made her breath falter or made her want to risk everything to be with him. Cressy handed her a large container filled with jam-drop biscuits. "Meredith sends her love." "Thanks." Denham's aunt's jam-drop biscuits were her favourite, and she could never stop at one. I needed a sugar fix. Cressy tilted her head to assess the heavy blanket of cloud cover that sunlight could no longer break through. We'd better get everything inside. After the third load, Fliss stared at the large bag of pasta she'd sat on the kitchen bench. "I know I might get flooded in, but there's enough food here to feed all of Woodlea." Cressy put her own bags on the table. Seriousness tempered the light in her eyes. "You know the talk we had about how I was worried about you being out here alone?" "I do. And like I said before, I'm fine, really. I can take care of myself. I'm not the risk-taker, remember?" A brief smile shaped Cressy's lips as she reached into the bag closest to her. "I know. Usually you're the one worrying about me." Cressy took out a tin of coffee. Fliss frowned. She didn't drink coffee. "When exactly is Denham's old rodeo friend staying? It's next week, isn't it?" Cressy carefully sat the coffee on the table before she spoke. "There's been a change of plans. He's coming today." She reached out to touch Fliss's hand. "I didn't call and give you the heads up because you'd find any excuse not to be around." Fliss sighed. Cressy knew her too well. These past months, talking and engaging with people hadn't been high on her priority list. Anxiety had a way of stealing her words and her confidence when she least expected it. "I was hoping you'd forgotten about asking Hewitt to stay."